time to go to my favorite place, the JS Performance, to annoy Jassy, my favorite pastime. He's got some hectic updates on the V3 WAG. He's got some new partners. A bunch of parts have arrived. He's been getting the progress done. So let's go see Jassy and annoy him.
Standing by. You'll be able to see it by now.
Ooh!
What in the robot?
What is that robot? Nah.
Yeah, nah, good welds, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Not bad.
Come up pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, the motor's in, stressed up. We've got our final bits from Golby's, our front covers and stuff. All our Golby's are the 2J gurus, so they sell all that good stuff.
Shout out Golby's.
Shout out Golby's. We've got the Haltech coil packs on there. Turbo Smart Turbo, cooler piping. Got a notched brake booster.
It's cut. What is?
Flashback.
I've got this really tight radius stuff. It is gonna get heat wrapped, but it's still just it's looking a bit too close to the brake booster. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull it apart and see if I can actually notch it and chop some of the booster off. All right, got the booster separated. Ta-da! Notched. Well, that is so much better.
End of flashback.
Pretty sure it's supposed to hold air and shit and do vacuumy things. I don't understand.
Sure, just got no booster. That looks like.
I don't know how it works.
The next time you got something to say, you count your teeth.
I feel like I've got to touch on this cooler because it's hectic. So basically I feel like we can get away with whatever heat the turbo might have created will now be dissipated entirely, because I've heard of people like when they start cramming like too small turbos or inefficient turbos, you start getting hectic intake temps and people normally run not this big of a cooler, but I want to make sure we have none of those issues. Yeah, I've started to like realize this stuff a little bit more with like the barrel wags. I think probably the worst car I've seen the issues with the VL. Got the big mama turbo, it's pushing freak air, way too small cooler, but that cooler on every other car has been sweet. So it's this Phoenix mama, she cooling down all the air.
Yeah, we might even do some pressure and temp sensors either side of it just for science.
That'd be cool.
Yes, science!
So you got to explain just quickly, because I feel like we've really not touched on anything to do with this motor being a dry sump, and I know nothing about dry sumps. Ross has hooked us up with the balancer, dry sump, and the rocker covers. Ross did.
Yeah, they supplied the whole kit, so got the massive dry sump tank that's mounted under the dash there.
Yep.
They also have the full billet oil pump delete, which is kind of hidden now, but it replaces where the oil pump would go.
Yeah, it's a neat bit of kit.
They've got the oil filter housing adapter, so that's where we'll feed our oil pressure in to the engine. It's also got a Ross billet tensioner bracket, which is hidden behind there as well. Heaps of Ross goodies on this thing, but yeah, some of the billet stuff is pretty insane.
The plan was never to go dry sump in this thing, but after finding out a bit about like clearances for front rack and what sump we needed and this and that, what people are doing for FD, they were just like, if you can go dry sump, that's obviously the best option. We hit up Ross, and they've been supporting us for a while, and they came to the party.
It's going to keep this motor singing.
Scary thing for me doing it as a first.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
I definitely talked him into it.
I don't know what this entailed. There's going to be a bit of learning because you can kind of control the constant oil pressure, can't you?
Yeah, well, you got a relief valve that you can adjust. It's come with some different springs, and then you've also got pulley size as well.
And what's the go with this vacuum stuff? And don't know, and like how do you fill the thing, and how do you empty the thing, and how do you? Why is there a belt running the most important thing on the car?
Yeah, well, so it's got, I think it's a 4-stage pump, so it's got 4 scavenge, and then it's got the in and out pressure. There's 5 on there in total. 4 of them are gonna suck from the engine. So I'm gonna run 3 to the sump, so it'll be scavenging all the oil, and as well as any crankcase pressure, it's gonna be removing any of that. 3 go to the sump, and 1 will vent to the dry sump tank. And then there's a vent on the dry sump tank, will run to a catch can.
Yeah, right, yeah, right. So what's going on here? Turbo Smart Turbo, looks Kang sitting on there. We've gone the twin scroll rear housing now, so it was a bit of back and forward. we're trying to figure out how to make a V-band work, and we decided against it because I didn't want to change how this manifold sounds. And there's clearly got to be some sort of benefits to a twin scroll housing. Like the turbo won't drop off as much now necessarily. Like not a 4 litre, but twin scroll, mate.
Twin scroll. Thank you for your excellent explanation there.
Thank you. We don't know, but we've got a couple of rehousing to try on the dyno. So when we do come to that time, I'm sure we'll just do like a hood exit exhaust and do some quick swaps to see which one we're exactly going to go with the final form for World Time Attack.
So if you're watching Trent from Checkered Tuning, we're going to need a full day on the dyno.
Full day.
Thank you, mate.
And we also changed the core to oil only because I hate water lines going everywhere. They're messy, and that is the only reason. And we've got 2-year no bullshit warranty. So.
Flashback.
All right, I've done a poor job of filming. The rear firewall is all tacked up. I think it come up pretty good. Thanks for Wardy for letting us use your bead roller next door. I'm just gonna leave it tacked together for now. It'll look good once the radiator's back in there. Got our new stands welded on with the Campy welder. Ooh. Also, big shout out to the guys at Pertec Bayswater for turning up these spaces for us. Those guys are absolute lifesavers. What can't they do?
A flashback.
Welcome to Star Wars, Mungus. How do I get around the back? I am your father. Remount rad, looks spicy. We've got a shroud now, we've got some fans, got a nice little turbo on the back, remounted turbs for water. Water turbo.
Turbo smart.
Yeah, so it's our water pump, obviously.
Yes.
And our
everyone
big
knows
Phoenix radiator.
Yes.
And yeah, we'll do some bulkhead.
that. I realised something. We've got to lift her up, Gary.
Oh yeah?
We've got to lift her up before it goes up. Radiant, gang. And there's your oil stuff. I know you probably filmed it a second ago, but it's all right. She's starting to look a little bit like a car. What even, mate?
We've got the big megaphone.
Yes. This is the People at Reet signature move. All the Pro builds have it.
All 2 of them.
No, all the wagons, because it started with the 31JZ wags, the old 1J wags, and it was going from a big dump pipe to a smaller exhaust to a big ass cannon at the back. So if you come over here, Mungie, we've got the 4-inch snake ass no clearance dump that's fitted to perfection from 4-inch to 3.5.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So same as barrel wags. More snaky things going on for max height off the ground. Weird ass mounts I've never seen in my life. They look pretty cool. Keep on moving back. We're hitting the diff. So Jassy hasn't clearance. And comes after the diff into the big ass 5-inch, mate. Kind of under the car, but not really under the car. It's
out of the danger zone.
Out of the danger zone, 100%. My old one's probably another.
There's no rear bar or anything on this. So the bash bar is going to be like out here.
Yeah. But it's at a good distance to scare the shit out of everyone with big poppies and bangies.
It is sitting on the diff because
I know,
the car's not going to droop that much. No, the shocks are going to be shortened.
No,
so the max droop will
He's thought of everything.
Go up.
He's thought of everything.
Yeah, the diff's fully welded. It's going to go to Marcus and go on the aligner.
There you go.
We're going to get it ballpark set up. We're going to see what the rear end's doing, what the diff's doing, if we need to put a bend in the diff.
What do you mean, bend in the diff, mate?
Yeah.
We had to put a little bit of toe and camber in it.
Yep.
Not too sure. We'll see.
Anyway, I'll leave that with you, Sonny. You know, we just need to get it done. We've got 3 weeks remaining now for World Time Attack. We better get cranking. All right, moving back. So he mentioned Shockworks. Yeah, they also got the suspension and will be dialed. So hopefully on the test day we get them out and get that fully set up. One thing we haven't touched on much at all is this expensive piece of the puzzle right here. Quaif, yeah, they've jumped on this build. Yeah, we're running their 6-speed box with 5th being 1-to-1, so 6 is overdrive. You don't really use it just for street activities.
For all those times that you'll be on the highway.
It does run R154 bell housing, got an adapter thing. MPC have got a premium clutch for it, twin plate, the same as the barrel wagons.
It's a sequential box.
Sequential box. Just in case you didn't know. It's sequential, it's, what are the gears? Straight cut.
Yep.
They wouldn't be like a little curve or anything. They're gonna be the full noisy,
Yeah,
full noisy boys. And the person that made me feel super confident in them is an extremely rough driver, and his name is Bagsy. He's a monster driver in the UK. He won the Aussie Tour in Ireland that I attended. And he's a gun driver and he's harsh on the gear. So that makes me feel very confident because he said he's never broken one. We got the screamer pipe, and you'll notice I've opted to point it to the ground. And the main reason is for this car, I wanted to really emphasize noises. So the manifold that I chose, I have not heard on many cars, and the one car I have heard it sounds the best by far. I'm looking forward to hearing that. And then screamers at the ground always sound better. So
It's going to sound hectic with that exhaust and this step down to a 2-inch as well.
So it's a 60mm Turbo Smart gate, and he stepped it down from what mil is
2.5 to 2.
Yeah, 2.5 to 2. So it's restricted down, and it should still flow well enough. Don't know, we'll find out. But yeah, I wanted it as close to the ground as possible for all the noises.
Safe.
So it screams and people see flames.
There's going to be flames.
And it goes, boom. Insert clip. All right. Anyway, finishing on Wisefab, I guess. One of the first partners to jump on this build. Yeah, they got their V3 front rack, BMW rack. Everyone raves on them in FD. Everyone's using them, so had to try it out. It's a complete S14 setup. Yes, that's exciting. You want to drop back down? All right, so now we can do a little bit on interior things where we're kind of up to now, yeah?
Raceworks carbon back halo seat. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a nice seat, it's very comfortable.
So these are a requirement now, if you didn't know. So the Barrel Wags doesn't have them, will need them for FD. But yeah, most common accidents are sideways, and you snap your neck sideways.
Insert clip here, Barrel Wags at Winton.
Yeah. Did experience, did put my neck out, is still out. But yeah, these hit your helmet.
He talks a little bit funny.
Dash, he's got a dash in, and yes, it's a hint to what this interior is going to be like. We're going the full 80s retro vibe. This might not be the final one. I might get a little bit cleaner one. We'll see what happens, but
The seat feels right there.
Bang on.
You got room for a helmet, I think. It looks like you got a fair bit.
Yeah,
Looks like you're sitting pretty low.
Heaps, mate. Heaps. Good height, feels good.
We're figuring it out right now.
Give me a dash, because I'm excited for, we haven't even looked at any of the House goodies. One of the main sponsors of the build and ongoing with Skipper Reet over the years.
Can't find a dash, but I found a TV screen.
True, tablet. Oh yeah, it's pretty big. She's gonna get tucked away, so
It's huge.
we might have to go in front like you said, Jess.
It's gonna be like watching TV while driving.
Because otherwise half the thing's gonna get covered. These things are so cool. The coolest of the
Yeah, they're
things.
so sick.
Yeah, they do like full retro, what do you call them, software and stuff, like the skins.
Yeah.
Skins.
Yeah, the latest software update, they've allowed you to completely modify your dash to however you want it, which is really cool. So people are going crazy. They have a Facebook page dedicated to everyone's custom dash configuration, so you can go on there and everyone's uploading the dashes they've come up with. There's some creative ideas out there.
Hang on a minute. Let's, I want to see her plugged in. Need to see her, how she looks. She had safety pins for children. Hey,
Holy!
have you got, all right, plug her in, Jazzy. Plug her in. Ooh. What's the generic base model setting? And what's Jesse's? Oh, that's actually very street car like.
That's pretty.
That is pretty. I like it a lot. Got 4 PSI oil pressure, Jesse.
That's not good.
If you want to get yourself one of these or any other perfect Haltech goodie, my favorite ECUs on the market, well, we've got a code for you. Use code KIR5 for 5% off your entire cart when you make your next order. Hey, get around it. Yes, so what else? Howtech other things. They just sent out this coil pack bracket kit and the R35 cores, which is fancy. No diss to their yellow logo or anything, but that's a very yellow label.
Had a big delivery from Raceworks. Do you want to get into that?
Raceworks things, we need to get onto that 100%. Let's look at some Raceworks things. We've got something special that we're dropping. We've got a partner that has helped us out for a while now, introducing every single thing known to man to complete this build. Raceworks has jumped on board. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff, and this isn't even half of it. So huge thanks to Raceworks for jumping on board for the V3 wagon. Help me, Jesse. There's so many things from this really cool NOS bottle bracket, one of 2 brackets. Obviously all the hoses that you know them for, all the fittings that you know them for, we've used them on many other builds in the past and they're amazing. We've got the battery brackets we also use. Tell me more, Jassy, you're the builder, man.
We've got it all, we've got it all. So yeah, obviously all your lines and fittings. We've got a lot of dry brake stuff, which we're gonna be using, which is cool. So things like clutch slave, brake calipers, just having it all on dry brake so you can just pull stuff on and off the car really quickly without having to re-bleed it. Entire fuel system, it's got their fuel pumps. They've supplied the injectors, so we're going to be running the 1650cc injectors. We got their big boy -8 billet fuel filter as well. Running through all their fuel lines, of course. We've got their silicon joiners on the intercooler, and then we got their throttle body adapters. They've hooked up the Bosch drive-by-wire throttle body as well as the VE drive-by-wire pedal.
Should see the list, it was extremely overwhelming. I don't even know how you even put that list together, but.
So yeah, if you're building a car,
yeah,
go check out the Tower Performance website or the Raceworks website and check out their massive range of gear, because these guys do it all and it's all quality stuff.
You can get it in some stores, Auto Barn stores, and I think you can also go into any store, and if you want a part, they can order it in.
Yeah.
Probably not the most efficient way of doing it. You can just go on TI and they've got it all there, got most in stock, and they'll sort you out nonetheless.
Autobarn are starting to stock a lot more, and if you're near the Melton store, go check that out because it's insane.
Oh look, a random Polanski appears. What a perfect time to do a merch plug with our latest barrel wags, tune wags, don't know wags. Get yours today. I think we might have discounts, I don't know. Check out the website, you'll find out, or we'll put a little thing down here. But yeah, that's it. Nice, thanks. In typical Jassy fashion. That's it.
We're moving. The deadline's also moving in closer and closer.
I was going to say. You said you got alignment and something that I'm excited for, which is a little bit of aesthetic stuff. Wide body thing. So I'll leave it there for your imagination, but it'll kind of take shape. You'll see a little bit of, you know, the vision of the car, which will be completely different to the old car. So,
Red tank standing by. You'll be able to see it by now.